The views and opinions expressed on Beautiful Disasters are those of the panelists and not those of the Geeks Under the Influence Network, their sponsors, or anyone else involved. Also, there is going to be a lot of adult language used on this podcast, so please keep your little kitties away unless you don't care about them that much.
Welcome back to Beautiful Disasters. This is a very interesting episode of schlock abuse because, well, for the first point, Hunter, my normal cohort on here, has been working super hard. His theater is running hard and fast. He's had 3 major blockbusters come out in the same past 3 weeks, and he has been working overtime like a madman. So, normally I would assign a schlock abuse movie to Hunter, but he is not here.
No, he's not.
I have a very special guest, a very familiar special guest. Hello, Murphy.
Hi, you delightful sadist.
Yes, indeed. So this is a circumstance where I have inflicted a terrible film upon my very good friend, Murphy.
Yes, and I let you do it. I looked at it, and I listened to what you told me, and I've listened to the podcast, and I know what these are, and I said, yeah, that sounds like a great plan. Let's do it.
And in the past, you've had an affinity for dinosaur-featured movies.
It's true that when dinosaur-related things come up, whether they're film or moderately pornographic material, our friends do tend to think of me.
Oh my goodness. I'm scared to think of the pornographic dinosaur shit that your friends have sent you. However,
it's a mixed grouping.
However, in this instance, the movie that I assigned you for schlock abuse was...
Oh yeah, it's a brand new film from 2020 called Dinogore.
Yes.
Which, on the surface, by name alone, sounds like everything that I want in a film.
Indeed. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, and it turned out to be approximately an hour of me going, what? Is that a puppet? What?
So, yeah, again, this is a little unconventional in the sense that we actually watched this together.
Well, I mean, half the fun of torturing me is watching my face do cartoon character-like expressions.
Indeed, indeed. And there were definitely plenty of those.
Yeah. I'm surprised my eyebrows have come down from my hairline from all the faces I made.
A little backstory on this movie. On one of my, film collector groups, I found a dude that was advertising the sale of his film. This is obviously a super, local, low-budget production somewhere in Canada. And he was like, hey, I got a few copies left of my movie. Who wants to buy it? It's called Dinogore. And I was like, oh, shit. I know exactly who needs to see this. And that's exactly why I bought this movie.
Oh.
For this specific person.
Just for me.
This specific purpose. So, you're welcome.
Thank you.
For whatever just transpired. So, yes. Let's talk about Dinogore. Why don't you explain what this movie might be about?
So, do you want me to do a quick summary, or do you want to just get right into the things that made me say what repeatedly?
You know what? I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to summarize this, you want to just get into it?
I think we should just get into it because it's an hour long and there was not even a fucking title menu. There was not even a menu screen.
No, legit, the DVD just started.
Yeah, it just started. And it started with a guy talking about his hollow earth theory because he wanted to believe that the dinosaurs were still around, and then read some Bible passage about beasts
I do
and
believe
copper
that
bones. While there were snippets of public domain dinosaur claymation playing, and then it would cut back to him while he is just sitting there, and the camera would do things like suddenly go into slow motion, suddenly have a ripple effect, or suddenly he'd be superimposed sideways while he was still regular there.
There was a lot of artistry in this very low budget.
It's true. They
film.
were doing the most.
They were doing what they could.
They were doing the most. Yeah, and we cut from his Hollow Earth theory to a entirely black screen, and then we are in a car with 4 friends and as many fucking close-ups as you can handle, because that's all the space we have.
That's right.
And it doesn't become clear for a little while, but they're apparently going to one of their Uncle Dante's cabin to stay. I guess it's a friend get-together, getaway. It's not super clear.
It's a cabin weekend, as far as I can tell.
With 4 people that moderately like each other and tepidly want to party.
That's true. Now, while this came out in 2020, I have a feeling like this wasn't actually shot during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling like this was shot just super low budget and terribly beforehand, but it just happened to work like a movie that might have been shot during the pandemic.
Yeah. Although
You know what I
I
mean?
will say that apart from adding their special effects, there's not a ton of editing that happened.
True.
That's not true. There was a gratuitous amount of slow motion that helped bring the film to its near hour mark.
That is true. Yeah, there was a lot to drive up its running time to a whopping 56 minutes, 58
Something
minutes,
like that.
something like that.
It felt like a full-length movie by the time we were done.
I know, right?
Oh man.
And I felt there were points in which this creature feature slasher horror flick might have had boobs, but it never quite happened.
Yeah, I
There was
feel
even
like
a
we got
shower
robbed.
scene, but it didn't quite.
We got robbed from boobs. We
I
didn't even
know.
get a death scene with boobs.
That's true.
I wasn't even sure we got a death scene at first, but she just sort of, the first death, she gets bitten in the throat by our dinosaur assailant, or the first death of the friends, I guess I should say, and she screams approximately a minute into the attack, and then slowly lays backwards while in the tub.
Now, we have to mention that
We didn't even talk about Uncle Dante.
Oh, true.
We skipped way ahead because
Do you want to go back into that?
yeah, dude, I just want y'all to know that there's this bald motherfucker in the woods who is supposed to be playing a guy, like, he's clearly supposed to be much older, and he is most definitely in his, like, mid-30s, maybe 40s.
Yeah, he's wearing some kind of like a flamey, like,
He's
button-up
wearing
shirt.
a 90s anime button-up.
Yeah.
Like, that is 100% what the fuck he's wearing, with a blue strip of cloth tied around his head, and his vision, whenever they cut to whatever he sees, is green and wobbly.
Who is the guy that did, like, the Big Eats show and, like, diners and drive-ins and shit? Like
Guy Fieri?
Yeah, he's like Guy Fieri.
Oh, don't be that mean to Guy Fieri. Jesus Christ.
Why should I be mean to Guy Fieri?
I was just asking why you were being mean, because
He
comparing
looked
this guy
like
to
that
him.
guy. He looked like a
Oh.
low-rent Canadian version of that guy who
Oh.
just happened to be in the woods. Maybe
Oh.
am I being mean?
I think you're being mean to Guy Fieri.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really care about that guy.
That's
But, you know,
fine.
whatever.
There's not all. There's. And he...
That's the look, though, right? Like the loud shirt.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Okay. The loud shirt.
He didn't have any spiky hair because he had no hair, but
That's fair.
The shirt was there, right?
Yeah, no, okay, I'll give you the shirt. But
right.
I just feel bad comparing him to somebody I know that's not terrible.
I guess he's not terrible.
But then there's a moment where he's harassing one of the friends who he apparently made pee himself by holding him at knife point when he was 11. I don't know, that was a weird diatribe to make fun of somebody for
I remember that little bit of exposition. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah, your uncle pulled a knife on me when I was 11, and they're like, oh yeah, you peed yourself, and I'm like, because he's an 11-year-old who's just had a knife pulled on him, you fucking psychopaths. And then he starts messing with him again, and then starts this wheezing laugh like he's gonna die. Anyways, there is overly ominous music as we slow-mo walk to the cabin, and it's a full 5 minutes of slow-mo. It's a lot. And it's a 5-minute walk to a cabin that is essentially a shed with a ladder in it.
Correct. Yes.
That they're like, oh, this is great. We should have one like this. What do you think, babe? It's like, I don't know, man. I think you could get one of them rent to own pretty cheap. That'd probably be fine. Shit. A fucking car y'all drove in here and was almost as big. There's just so many shaky close-ups of all of these people, too. And you definitely don't need to see any of their faces that close.
No. Nobody had makeup on.
Nope.
It was not a professional production in any way.
Yeah, I think they had a lot of fun making it. I want to give them that, is that they clearly had a good time.
I do believe that. This was a bunch of friends making a movie on their own, and they had a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill that.
No.
That is fun.
But the rest of it is
if you're going to release it and you're going to make it like a movie, come on now.
Yeah. I don't know. It made the Velocipaster look high production.
That it did. Holy shit.
Which I loved Velocipaster. Don't get me wrong. We had a great fucking time watching
that was a fucking masterpiece of schlock low budget cinema.
Yeah. And then at this point, the uncle is going to leave. There's a brief diatribe about some sort of facility nearby and toxic waste, which honestly, unless they're trying to suggest that the dinosaurs are affected by the toxic waste,
or they got resurrected by it,
or it doesn't really ever come up again. It's just sort of ominous.
It means nothing.
Yeah, there's no toxic waste to be seen. So I don't know. One of the quotes I wrote down that was just an example of their writing. Actually, I have two. One is I don't even care about old people anymore, and he took my hat, which was one of the characters ranting about how he was tricked out of his hat trying to get weed from a stranger.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
Yeah, fair.
You're so nervous, you make anxiety look like a full-time job. Which, what the fuck does that mean?
That was a harsh thing to say to a girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't understand. And then, they're jamming out with their Crash Bandicoot soundtrack. And
yeah, no relationship in this film between characters was healthy in any way.
No.
Not at all.
Not between, there's a brother and sister. There's one relationship.
It's all
they're
fucked
actually
up.
dating.
Everyone's
other
fucked
friends.
Up.
Yeah. Then there's an earthquake. At least so we are led to believe after the fact, because what we see is them all get up slightly and then the screen go black.
Mm-hmm.
And then them move again and the screen go black. And then we're looking at a character we've never seen before.
No shaky cam.
Nope.
No sound effects.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. But we do get to talk about how these brothers that we've never seen before are trying to bond over birds. and bird watching.
Right. I forgot about that already.
Yep. That was our next scene, if I remember
already
correctly.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then that's where we get our the shots that, as y'all pointed out, were very clearly shot at different times because there's two people in the scene. They're never in the scene together. And when we look at one, there's no sound. And when we look at the other, there is a chainsaw. And unless there's a magically disappearing chainsaw.
I think there's different light in either of the scenes. Like one was shot in one part of the day and the other in, I don't know.
Yeah.
However, I mean, we've barely had any Dinogore at this point.
Well, don't worry, you're in luck because one of the brothers goes to pee and he most certainly gets gored by our very own hand puppet.
Ooh! And we get a little, well, there's not
Actually,
only...
we don't get to see it then, do we? We just get to see him, get, attacked.
Right. So there's two dinos, right? There's the hand puppet, and then there's the paper mache.
Yeah. But
Whatever.
they're supposed to be, two different ones.
I guess.
Yeah, the
one's
big
green
one,
and one's purple.
Well, the big one at one point eats the hand puppet, because I remember seeing the edge of the hand puppet, as an edge.
Right.
It took its head off.
I missed that.
Yeah. This is... And then we get more dinosaurs later on, because one of the characters goes to walk for help, and instead of going to the main road or to the town or anything, he finds what is commonly known as the wild North American painted styrofoam ball, and
yes,
is like, I've never seen eggs like this, because they're not fucking eggs, and brings them back to the cabin and completely forgets about getting help.
Straight up spray painted, neon colored balls from fucking Michaels, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. Or whatever Michaels is in Canada.
I don't know. So yeah, then there's another shot of somebody we don't care about that we've never seen before, who is having a dialogue by himself that doesn't make any sense about things being green and things being yellow. And he mentions sunflowers and a hat, so we are led to believe that this is supposed to be the old man that stole one of the other characters' hat after luring him with the promise of weed. At least that's the gist I got. I don't quote me on that, but that's I think what was meant to be the connection there.
Oh my god.
And then is that when we get to see our dinosaur for the first time?
I guess
it's one of
it
one of
mauls
those times.
Somebody?
Yeah, it starts mauling more people. I think he's the one that we get to see the dinosaur on, where we actually get to see the head of the puppet, where it's in points, because it's very clearly the cameraman holding a dinosaur puppet and attacking someone while recording, and at least he's multitasking.
Yes.
And I too love dinosaur puppets, so no shame there.
We've seen a few cheesy dinosaur movies at this point in our Beautiful Disasters repertoire, but these were definitely the most live action role playing level creations. Okay, they were real low fucking rent.
I think I've seen stronger things made by LARPers. I have a dinosaur burlesque act that has a more high production value. I
believe that is so. And I have not seen it yet, and I believe that is so. So, I mean... I'm not gonna...
But at least I get dinosaurs, and I get guts, and and the characters are dying, which is what I want.
I'm not gonna, speak badly or yuck anybody's yum about what they love to do. If they want to make a slasher flick with fucking dinosaurs, fucking do it.
Right.
If you only got $100 to do it, fucking still do it.
Yeah, shoot it on your phone.
I'm super happy about that. However,
this was now I've watched your film, and I'm going to be a little bit of an asshole because holy shit, what just happened? But we do get to start seeing people die, which first the sister character dies. She isn't feeling well. So even though there's I said this while we were watching, the fucking whole ass woods, she goes and vomits in the shower. Not the toilet next to the shower, the fucking shower.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's really fucked up.
Like that, it's just simple, like courtesy.
Yeah.
If you have to vomit, you vomit it in a fucking toilet.
Right, or something that's, you don't have to scrape out of a fucking drain. Anyways.
Yeah,
but
a toilet.
Or the woods. The whole
or go in the woods.
woods.
Right, exactly.
Just
right?
lean your little head out the door of the shed because, it's like a 10 by 10. You'll be fine. But that's where, we almost get boobs, and then instead we get dinosaur attack, which includes the full minute of silence while the dinosaur strangle bites her.
Yes, that was weird.
But that was the first instance where we also got, there was a weird green hand that we see that grabbed her by the head too.
Yes.
And it looks like a little Martian hand to me.
Like a little gremlin or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little Simpsons hand, just green.
Yeah, it was very weird. It was a very different color than the actual dinosaur head.
Yeah. It was like neon green.
Yeah.
And the dinosaur itself is like a bluish green.
Like a bluish purple green.
Yeah.
Something like darker color. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think at this point we are led to believe that the eggs they brought home have hatched and that this is their own fault and blah, blah, blah. And so our friends find their murdered comrade and are, of course, sick outside like normal people. And they are trying to figure out what to do. And then our next death happens right in the middle of, we're going to make it, guys. Chomp, right on the shoulder. And that's where we get the big dinosaur, right?
Yes.
That's where we got to see the larger paper mache one, which actually, that one looked pretty cool. And it was clearly something that they had made entirely themselves.
It was fun. It was fun.
Which, I'm not saying that was a high production value, but I can see that they took the time to make that all entirely on their own.
I appreciate everything that they have done in this movie.
Yeah.
However, I can't believe this got pressed to DVD. Still.
Look, I'm trying to balance my criticisms here.
I'm just saying.
Look, I also would not have been surprised, but I've seen some terrible
That's
shit
not
in
to
my
say
time.
that I didn't buy this from the director to watch this and enjoy its ridiculousness. I did this thing for a reason because I know you love dinosaur shit and it was called Dinogore.
Right, and these are two things together that I love.
That is what I did, and I still spent money to fund this person's possibly next project, and I'm okay with that.
And hopefully, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So, and now we've got the beginnings of all of our main characters being murdered. I think we're honestly a little over halfway through the film at this point, because there wasn't much of the film left. We lose our main character, who's our connection to Uncle Dante. We've lost the sister character. So there's only 3 of them left. Uncle Dante is somewhere off on his hot date with the car.
Right, yeah.
And so they run back inside, and they're panicking. And at this point is when we lose the date, the attractive girl.
Oh, yeah, like the Indian-looking girl?
I don't want to put a ethnicity on her. The young lady that did all the makeup for the film.
Yeah.
She actually is credited. I think her name is Morningstar, actually. So that was a really random name, and it stuck
she was
out
hot.
to me.
Anyway.
That's fine.
I don't want to put any kind of particular thing on her, but I was like, oh, that's it. That's the hot one. That's just what I'm going to say. Sorry.
She was cute. But that's when we lose her, as where she gets bitten. And there's a heartfelt scene as she,
dies.
I guess she dies. She's coughing and semi no, you should leave me. You should do this and you should go. And they're like, you're right, we should leave you. And it's just the stoner guy and I guess we're led to believe he's the wimpy smart one.
Yeah. But doesn't one of them get attacked right then and there?
Yes. The dinosaur comes in and bites off the fingers of the stoner.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, and then he punches it, I think.
Yes.
It's all
He
blending
fends it off
together.
with his fist nubs. I
Yeah,
guess.
he just nubs it to death.
I don't even know. Like, I really didn't follow this plot very well.
Yeah,
To be honest.
all I remember is that somewhere in here is where we get them fighting the dinosaur, and then the dinosaur punches him in the face
Yes, with the green hand.
with the green hand. The green, like, alien hand punches him in the face.
I think we all lost our shit right when that happened in the
Yeah.
movie. Because it was just like, and it made a punching sound.
Yeah, it was like a...
And it was like, holy fuck.
The dinosaur just punched a guy.
And we fucking lost our shit. Because we were like, what the fuck has just happened?
And I think that was his undoing, where that was where he died as well.
Right.
No, I'm a liar, because they escaped from that, but isn't that where we found out that they're coming back to life? Like the two girls came back as like dinosaur infected.
Oh my god. I
Yeah.
almost forgot about that. It's only been an hour since we finished this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm already forgetting about the fact that they were rising from the dead.
Yeah, they come back
What
and they
the
have
fuck?
like snaggle teeth and like big dino fangs, I guess is the idea. And then they attack.
They have
They-
ridiculous, like, plastic vampire teeth, basically, in their mouths, like,
Yeah.
we're coming back to life. I was
Like, they don't really open their mouths. It's just the teeth just stick over, like, come from their top teeth over their bottom jaw. And,
God
it's
damn.
like, just, like, spearing at them. Like,
This says a lot about my, the amount of memory in my brain about movies and how something can, like, write data into my hard drive, and some things will fall the fuck off because I almost forgot that they came back to life.
yep, with giant teeth. Yep. And,
Jesus.
that's when we get our random bird watcher back. Because the guy in yellow shows up and saves our wimpy smart guy from being attacked and kills one of the girls. And after he's already had to kill his girlfriend. And it's a very nonchalant, okay, what do I do, man? Kill her? Oh, all right. And then we get this close up of him strangling the cameraman.
Oh my god.
And at this point, they take off into the woods to try to run for it. And of course, the dinosaurs catch up with them. And that's where we get the return of the hand puppet and the return of the giant puppet as well. Also, anytime somebody manages to kill a dinosaur, if they rip their head off, it is very clearly the hand puppet itself with that hard plastic edge with one string of fake guts coming out.
Yes.
And that is the head ripping off motif.
We did have some gut ripping action throughout this movie, but it was always super low budge.
Yeah. Oh, and we got the one character that came back to life that wasn't a dinosaur, but came back like he was on cocaine or something like that. Like he was turning into his fucking uncle. I don't know. It was
Right.
he was way out there with his crazy eyes. And his newfound bandana. I wasn't quite sure what was about to happen there. But he got re-murdered, so it's fine.
So, how did this all end?
Well, Uncle Dante comes back, and I was really afraid that he was going to make it, and that this film would end with him being, triumphant, and I would have to look at his acting some more. But there's, a slow-mo fight scene where he comes back sees the carnage that we don't get to see, and then encounters the giant dinosaur, which there's some punching of it, and then there's, like, it bites him on the arm, so he falls over, and then it's lovingly nuzzles out his guts. Is how it looked. And then we end with that scene, and then during the credits we get like snippets of like a news broadcast of like velociraptors everywhere, and a couple of random interviews with like a guy that's like, my wife left me for a dinosaur, and I ate my coworkers guy, and then they're like the one shot that was clearly them trying to do what Cannibal Holocaust did, which is talking to one of the dads of the people, and them being like, he's a son of a bitch, get away from me, that's all I'm saying. And yeah, so we kind of peter out there with I guess we're led to believe that we lost the world to dinosaurs.
I guess somewhere in suburban rural Canada.
Yeah.
And that's
taken over.
Yeah, fuck.
Lost Canada to the dinosaurs. I'm actually okay with that.
That's okay. We wouldn't miss it.
Honestly, if you told me that we lost anywhere to the dinosaurs, I'd probably be like, yeah, okay.
No, I would miss Canada. I like Canada.
That's fair. I was just saying, it's not Canada's fault. It's just that I like dinosaurs.
So that was Dinogore.
Yep, and no one lived. Yay!
And no one lived is the best way to end that particular experience.
Oh, I forgot about the random YouTube guy that they threw in for the first attack talking about Sasquatch.
Oh, right. That
well.
Nobody recognized. What did they name him later?
Yeah, they named him as a special guest appearance, and I was just like, should we know him?
Who is this guy?
I honestly, I didn't recognize any of the names.
He looked like a low-rent Jason Mewes.
They looked like they put, like, doll blush on him.
I guess.
It was really strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that was. Maybe I should.
I don't know.
Probably not.
There wasn't a whole lot that turned up even when you did let me look it up after the film.
It's true.
I was so naked. I didn't have any research. I just had to watch the film.
I know, and that's your thing.
I know.
That is your thing.
That's my crutch.
No, I remember when I first saw this particular sales situation. It was. I don't even remember. Maybe it was like a YouTube group where they were selling stuff. Whatever it might have been. Dinogore, blah blah blah. Free shipping in the U.S. And I was like, okay. And I probably looked it up on YouTube, or not YouTube, IMDb. And I was like, well, I don't see anything, but it's called Dinogore, and I know Murph loves dinosaurs.
It's true that I can be easily wooed into situations like this with dinosaurs.
I know your reaction when I was like, hey, do you want to do a schlock abuse with a movie called Dinogore? And you were over the moon, right?
I was really excited about it. It's true.
Now you understand what schlock abuse is all about, where it is shitty ass movies that are not so good they're bad. They're just bad.
I recommend watching them with friends if you watch them, because to watch them by yourself with no one to look at and go, what would just be hell.
And now you understand the torture that both Hunter and I have been through upon each other over the years.
Yes,
that we have been trading terrible movies with each other, and we don't watch each other's movies.
I know, I suckered you into watching this.
Every once in a while, I'll actually watch the one that I assigned him. That's just on my own time. Like, I don't report on that.
Right.
You know? And I don't know if he does the same. But either way, that's kind of where we are.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I'm special.
How did you feel watching this awful movie?
I felt like I deserved that.
That's okay. You are one of us. We love you so much.
I love
Murph.
you too.
I love you so much.
I did have a blast. Thank you.
Good. All All right, we're going to wrap this up. So, for Schlock Abuse and Beautiful Disasters, I'd like to remind everyone to check us out on Facebook, Beautiful Disasters Podcast. You can reach us directly with any kind of crazy-ass recommendations that you might have for like regular episodes, Schlock Abuse episodes, whatever, at beautifuldisasterspodcast@gmail.com. And we have links on GUIPodcast.com, our parent network, with all of our sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com, where you can kick us back a little bit of money and also check out all our merch at tpublic.com.
You can, in fact, get a super sweet Schlock Abuse shirt done in the style of Battle Royale.
Damn right.
Which I wore today because that's who I am as a person.
Yes, you did, and it's amazing. I love that shirt. And outside of that, like I said, check out all the other podcasts on the network. Absolutely. And what else? That's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's everything. I mean, you can come see me show my ass if you're in the Richmond area and you like burlesque. So you can keep an eye out for Murphy Lawless and Burlesque Right Meow at Strange Ways Brewing and Firehouse Theater.
That is a great plug.
Thanks.
I should have been like, hey, plug yourself. But thank you for that. And that was a good time last time we did it.
I'm glad you came out. Thanks.
Absolutely. So for Beautiful Disasters, I've been the Grutz.
I'm Murphy.
Thanks so much for listening.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here, that's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
GUIPodcast.com.